In today's Faces of Faith, the fight to save an Idaho pastor who may have been arrested and tortured for practicing his Christian faith. This is Naghmeh Abedini. Her husband, Saeed, was setting up an orphanage when he was arrested and convicted in Iran. His alleged crime, threatening Iranian national security by working as a Christian pastor. He spent the last year in Iran's notorious Evin prison. An appeal to overturn Saeed's conviction was denied, but there is growing faith in that 15-minute phone call between President Obama and Iran's President Hassan Rouhani. The president made an appeal for the American safe return. I'm joined now by Saeed's wife, Naghmeh Abedini, and Jordan Sekulow, executive director of the American Center for Law and Justice, who represents the Abedinis. Thank you both so much for being here. First of all, Naghmeh, how did you react when you were told that President Obama had requested the release of your husband?
I was jumping up with joy. It was the news I've been waiting for all year. It was the best news I've heard all year since Saeed's arrest.
Do you feel like, well, when you were in New York, and this was amazing, and it just shows your determination, you were able to get to the Iranian delegation, you were staying at the same hotel, you were actually able to hand someone a letter, which you believe now may be going up the chain in Iran. Do you think the tide may be turning?
It was a New York trip was amazing, and being able to speak with the delegations and hand the letter and getting confirmation that they would give the letter to the president, and with President Obama having called the president now, it's very hopeful. I'm very hopeful. It's been a great week, and I'm very thankful for President Obama about the phone call and him following up about Saeed and those other Americans who were in prison in Iran.
Now, your husband converted from Islam to Christianity 13 years ago, and I'm going to ask this to your lawyer now. The government has charged Saeed with undermining the government. Right. What do you say to those allegations?
I mean, think about the fact that this actually dates back to charges from 2000 to 2005. In the legal suit brought by the prosecutors in Iran after he was arrested by the Revolutionary Guard in July of 2012. He was first under house arrest and then put into prison September 26. We marked that one-year anniversary, and President Obama has now made this historic phone call, which we appreciate so much. This first phone call between these two top leaders since the revolution in Iran, and Saeed's name is mentioned. So we have to thank President Obama and thank the State Department for their continued work. But Saeed was literally charged with undermining the national security of the Islamic Republic of Iran for illegal assembly because of work with house churches between the years 2000 to 2005. This was his 9th trip back to Iran over the last 3 years, building an orphanage that was about to open in northern Iran. That orphanage was going to serve Muslim kids, and the government had approved it.
Now, earlier this week, CNN's Christiana Amanpour spoke with Hassan Rouhani and asked about a possible return for Saeed and 2 others who've gone missing. This is what he said through a translator.
But as to what governments can do, perhaps, on this issue, I think it's a very positive gesture for any government to do what it can to help. But I would like to say that we also have people who are in prison here in the United States. Our judiciary is independent, and based on the Constitution, the government has no right to interfere in the judicial process.
You know, it sort of raises the question, is he suggesting some sort of a prisoner swap? Jordan, what was your response to that this is about the judicial system?
Well, in Iran, there's one thing that overrides the entire judicial system, and that's the Ayatollah. And the Ayatollah in Iran is the supreme leader. And a supreme leader, unlike a president of the United States or a president of Iran, can do and tell people to do what he wants and what he thinks is the best interest. And I think by President Obama setting the stage up, and again thanking the president, I want to thank CNN and Christiana Amanpour. I think the only reason Saeed is alive today in this prison, and that we're even having the discussion about a possible a release of Saeed, is because of media coverage. And it all started this week with Christiana Amanpour asking that question to President Rouhani when she had the sit-down interview. But we all know that Iran is not like a democracy like the United States. There is a supreme leader, and if this is a bar to getting to the table on nuclear negotiations, well, this should be. I mean, we absolutely believe that this should be a precondition for the United States taking more steps towards diplomacy with Iran because they've got 2 Americans in jail, 1 American missing that we believe they know, and Iran has said they would help find. That all needs to happen before we get to the next step in negotiations.
And one of them is a former soldier, the other is a former FBI. Naghmeh, final word. In your op-ed to the New York Times, you wrote that your 2 children no longer have their former love of their Persian heritage. Do you think it's got to happen, or Iranians will just view their country differently, those here in America?
You know, they will. There's fear. There's fear of Iranians here to go back, to think differently, to believe differently. And unfortunately, it's having effects on the next generations. My kids are afraid to go to Iran now. They loved it. They loved going back and seeing their grandparents, and now their views have changed. And I do believe unless the Iranian government changes and allows for freedom of thought, freedom of religion, it will affect the next generation.
All right, Naghmeh Abedini and Jordan Sekulow, thank you so much. We appreciate it. We're out of time. Good luck to you.
Thank you.